Okay? Now, one of the things you'll see is with expressions is you'll have variables, and you may have some of these different types of exponents. So, if you're asked to simplify something like this on an MCA grad test, here I've got a numerator powered up and denominator powered up. We're going to have to do that, each one of those. So let's see if we can do that. 3 cubed, that's 27. Stacked power, so we're going to multiply x to the 6th, y to the 12th, over, 16, it looks like x to the 4th, y to the 8th. Alright? Now, when you take and do the exponents, you're not done with the problem. Anytime you see a base that's common on top and bottom here, you can look to reduce that. For instance, you look at your x's. I've got 6 up here, I've got 4 down here. It's a power struggle. The top, the multiplication, is going to win by 2. So I'm going to cross that off, and put x squared up there. Similarly with my y's, I've got 12 y factors in the numerator, I've got 8 down here, so the top is going to win by 4. There's a reduction. I'll even look at my numbers, 27 and 16. I don't think they share any common factors, so this is now reduced. Okay? So we did the exponent because you're supposed to, and we were following order of operations, and then in fact we did some reduction here. So it looks like 27x squared y to the 4th over 16. Okay? And I've got some similar problems here. So here again, I would have to power this up and power this up, and then look to see if there's some reductions top and bottom, some power struggles. So if I look at this, I've got 2 squared, that's 4, m to the 4th to the 2nd, multiply those exponents, m to the 8th, over m to the 2nd to the 5th, stacked, multiply, m to the 10th, and now you can see I got a battle with the m's. So who's going to win? I hope you said the denominator, by 2. So these will reduce with these, leaving an extra 2 down there, so it's 4 over m squared. Okay? Alright, now the third one here, I've got a little twist to it, and I don't know if you see the twist or not, but that's actually a negative exponent there. So remember, anytime you have a negative exponent, okay, and it's a fraction, you've got to flip it and take it to the positive exponent. Flip it and fry it. So it's going to be 5a cubed b over 4ab squared, all of that cubed. Okay? Then I'm going to power that up. I guess we can finish this one off. That would be 5 cubed, 5 times 5 times 5. 5 nickels is a quarter, 5 quarters is 125 cents. So 125 stacked, a to the 9th, b cubed over, looks like 64, a cubed b to the 6th. And I look top and bottom, I've got some common a factors and some common b factors. So it looks like 125, the top wins the a battle by 6. The top, or excuse me, looks like the bottom is going to, yeah, the bottom's going to win here with the b's by 3. And I got to remember also I've got 64 down there. So there you go. Okay? So these were single terms where I had a lot of different things going on in the top and the bottom. Did the exponents and then looked to reduce. Alright? Now, letter B has got a couple of term-to-term expressions. I'm not sure if you're going to see these. This is kind of taking it to another level, but here I've got a multiplying set of factors here, times a base being powered. Now, this is where order of operations comes into play. People want to go left to right all the time. That seems good because we first learned how to read way back in the day. But you got to follow order of operations. What's more important to the base, being multiplied or being powered? And the answer is we got to take care of the exponent. So you need to bring this negative 30x squared y straight down, leave parentheses because this is going to get multiplied by this, but not until I raise the base. And so here we go. 2 cubed, 8. X to the 9th, y to the 6th. And now you're just multiplying straight across. So I've got some numbers. Negative 3 times 8 would be negative 24. X to the, now I'm adding my exponents. X to the 11th and y to the 7th. Okay? So it's really about taking care of order of operations, doing the exponent first and then multiplying by the front. Okay, this one here has got a couple of negative exponents. I would deal with that right away. You do not want negative powers on bases. Take the base, move the base, across the fraction line, make the exponent positive. So I'm going to take this x negative 2 and I'm going to bring that down here. I'll take this b negative 3, I'm going to bring that down here as b cubed. Then I'm going to look at this thing. There's a whole bunch of reductions I can do. I'm going to multiply, then I'm going to reduce here in just a moment. So 2 times 3 is 6. Looks like I've got an x, a squared, and a b. And down here I've got 9a, b to the 5th, x squared. And again, there's a bunch of reductions here. So I've got an a battle where the top's going to win by 1. I've got an x battle where the bottom's going to win by 1. The b's, looks like the bottom by 4. And you can actually reduce a common factor to 3 out of these. So I'm going to divide by 3. I have 2a over 3xb to the 4th. Okay? I hope I got the power right there. It got smeared on the board. But you get the idea. You had to move the negative powered bases first before you started simplifying. Okay? The last thing I have here is just 3 problems that, to be honest, well, okay, not sure why. Okay. Sorry about that. This is live video, right? These 3 problems can get confused by students. You start multiplying with expressions and then powers, and if you look at these 3, they're all different. Okay? Here's just a combining problem. So when you combine stuff, you got to look at your stuff, and then the coefficients tell you how many of them you got. This is 2a cubed b squared. This is 4a cubed b squared. I've got a cubed b squareds. Okay, now you can't turn 2 ducks and 4 ducks into 6 chickens. So they are what they are. You don't do anything to the powers here. It's just I've got 6 of those things. Okay? Now that's completely different from this, where you're actually multiplying. When you multiply, you're adding factors. So 2 times 4 is 8. It's not 6. And I'm multiplying, so now I got to add my power. So it'd be 8, a to the 6th, b to the 4th. Okay? And then the last one, I've taken one of those bases and just decided to raise it up. So now it's all multiplication mode. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Bases with exponents, raised to exponents, they're stacked. You got to multiply those, so that's 16, a to the 12th, b to the 8th. Okay? So there you go. That was a lot of exponent stuff in a short time. I hope it helps, and best of luck.